Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day because today we are going to debunk or prove this sentiment. This beautiful sentiment that I keep hearing about in this game is that you get enough Xes to summon. Now, I've done some of the math and I want you guys to know that the math that is going to be provided in this video is more personal to me and yours is going to differ slightly in certain situations. But I can assure you that you'll probably be surprised. Maybe. Probably not. What's going on, guys? I would say this is MFO, but man... Man, this is not MFO. This video is not MFO. This video is going to be very specific. So what I'm going to be showing or trying to break down is the amount of Xes you get on a regular basis. Is it enough to warrant 28 price, the 28 pity? I've been very vocal about this. The pity of these banners, especially if they are weekly banners constantly coming out, is that the Xes gain should reflect that. That is what I've been saying. That is what I've been preaching. Now, for that example, I just want you guys to know we're going to be excluding stuff like this. Any event-based Xes is not going to be included in my math. So nothing from here, nothing from, I clicked the wrong thing, nothing from the journal. The only things in the diary that we're going to be talking about is daily and weekly. Nothing from achievements is going to be added into this. The reason being is because these things are not consistent. They are not always going to be around. And as you can see here, win 10 consecutive games in Zummensteiner, you know, you might already have used that. You might not have it yet. You know, clear hero battle 90 times. Boom, I'm going to get 100 out of that. You can't really you can't add that into a calculation of regular Xes. Now, can you assume of these after I give you a tally? Absolutely. You know, you can say like, well, you're gonna get this stuff anyway, so you can add in a 200, 100, you know, but you'd have to give some type of standardized amount that you're gonna be getting daily, weekly, and then monthly. So when it comes down to daily Xes, the first thing we're gonna talk about is the daily quest. The daily quest, as you can see here, gives you Xes. It actually gives you, I think, 7. So once you actually beat the game, or you're at the highest thing, I don't know once you get 8, well, pretty much once you beat in the game, you definitely have 8. You have 8 here, you're gonna get 7, that's going to be 56 Xes every day from the daily quest, so that's 1. The next bit of daily is going to be the daily mission from the diary. So once you finish this out, you will get 30. The last one that I could see that you get on a regular basis is actually gonna be coming from your air squadron and your attendance. You get 10 as long as, oh, actually, yeah, no matter what, as long as you're in a guild pretty much and someone signs in, you are going to be getting 10 Xes. It doesn't, only thing that goes up is the this stuff, and then possibly getting Exodium. Now, I do want to make a quick note that I am not including the daily tournament. Not including the daily tournament because that has to do with getting predictions correct, and you can mess up or then have to invest solar seals into that. So I don't consider that as a consistent way of getting it, because if you factor that in, I mean, you can if you guys want to. I just want to go to, oh, why did I click the daily tournament in the video? By the way, I did, not that I forgot, I did tally this. I think most people were wrong. I think it came down to 8 teams with Annie. And I think even right now, the daily tournament, there's like a couple teams that's, Even Ill still has a daily, as a team. And then there's an FC team here. So 2 are actually in the semifinals, which is pretty good. So as you can see here, reward information, this is whatever. But as you can see here, you can get 100 and 400 here. If you guys want to add that into your calculation, as far as, I think this takes a week, feel free to add it in. I'm going to make a note of it. I'm going to add it to my weekly of 400 and proceed through that. And I'll add that into another calculation separate. So we'll have at least 2 separate calculations, right? But sometimes I don't even get the 8, to be honest with you. It could be because, as you can see here, I miss a couple. Like I missed this whole thing, so I missed 4. I could have already gotten this 100 and then I missed, oh sorry, not 4, I missed 6 predictions, just because of me missing 6 predictions. So, and you have to get a decent amount right. I think, what is this other one? 14, which to me is it's just a lot. You'd have to guess, you have to constantly be on top of it, which a lot of the stuff you have to constantly be on top of. So if you guys want to add that into your calculations, feel free. I'm personally not going to do it, at least not for my first calculation. Next up, you guys have the Coliseum. Now you can do this daily for free. I'm going to, let me know if you guys want to see a Coliseum video. I'm just going to rush through this pretty much. And the reason why I don't want to include the Coliseum is because look at my team. Whatever, selection complete, can't change the heroes. And in order to get anything from here, you need to get at least 7 wins. And I think at 5 wins, it starts to go into the auto battle thing. You can also just not get this. So I guess for this thing, like I said, this is daily. So daily you can reach 300, but I think most people will agree that it's very hard to get 12 wins. You know, you may get the 7 wins. So for me personally, if you guys want, I'll put a weekly of 700, which would be 7 days a week, because you can do this for 7 days. So if you, I'm gonna put that also in parentheses. So something that I'll add into the formula later. And that's literally getting this 7 wins thing every day that it is out. Every single day you come here, you get 7 wins. And that's, like I said, it's just a little bit too situational for me, so I don't want to necessarily count it in. Same thing with the Labyrinth. At the moment, we can't count the Labyrinth. I would consider that monthly, but once it comes back, you guys, we can add that into the monthly, which would be a really big boost of XZs, right? So we currently don't have that. We don't know when that's coming back. So just keep that in mind that this calculation does not include that. So, but they say they are going to bring it back, but we have to keep in mind that there could be not only this Baraka banner, there could be a banner after that. So I'm just making that as a note. So when we go down to weekly, we now have the embodiment of avarice. As we lost 1, we got something else. Where we look at the reward information, that weekly ranking. So right now I'm in the weekly ranking. I should be getting 500 XZs from this. Now you guys, this is one of those things that I was saying that for you, feel free to fill in what you're going to be getting, what percentile you guys are in, or if you're over here in this section. I don't even know what the heck that is. Oh, that's the thing, which I don't even know what that does. But if you guys are getting any of these higher numbers, feel free to add that in. I mean, like if you were getting 3,500 a week, I mean, that's first place, then that's awesome. But I'm in the 500 category, so that's where it's going to be in my calculation, 500. Now PvP is weekly as well. As you guys know, very likely by the end of this season, right now I'm 945, I will be eventually Challenger 1. Challenger 1 is pretty common, and then you have Master tier. Now, as you could see, Master is kind of finicky. Even though it says 4,300, it's like top 30 something, 3.5%. So a lot of people need like 5,000. I know myself that I'm very unlikely I'll reach that high. I'll probably end up at 1050, so that's the number that I'm going to be adding into mine, because I'm gonna pretty just stay Challenger 1. I'm not gonna really go farther or harder for that. Next up is the raid. Raid, it looks like as long as you participate at all, a reward obtained by defeating a boss. So every time the boss is killed, you will get 100 XZs. So it does die. It looks like it's, you know, participation and stuff like that. So for me specifically, I added this to weekly. I think that it's going to die at least once per week. That's how I calculated it. You can say that it's going to die twice a week. I currently don't pay attention to it too much, so I'm going to say it at least happens at least once per week. So that's how I'm going to say it, put it into my calculation in a weekly calculation. But if you think it happens twice a week, or you know it happens twice a week, then put it for 2. And last but not least, I think I should have just covered this while I was on that screen, the diary. The diary, if you do your weekly mission, you will end up here with 250 on the weekly. Now monthly, like I said, normally here I will be adding the Labyrinth, but the Labyrinth is currently not in the game. We don't know when it's coming back, but you can easily add the monthly. The monthly is the easiest because we're pretty much doing how much you get by month, so you can just tax that on. I think people have said it's like 5,000. I didn't finish it, and I don't know how much I got for per each because they literally removed it, so I can't even see it. So you guys add that to your calculation of how much you get monthly. Please do that. I personally am not going to do that right now because I don't have the numbers, and I I don't want to have it that I guess it's like that. I think it was 5,000 and then it ends up to be 4,000 or 3,000 or something of that nature. But the rumor to me was 5,000. That's what I've always heard. But the only monthly thing that I need to add here is going to be Air Squadron. Yeah, the Air Squadron battle, the actual guild battle aspect of it. And it, as you can see here, amateur, bronze, silver, gold, and it keeps going further and further down here based on the ranked. Again, if you are getting, what the heck is this? I don't even know what that is. But if you're getting this 4,000 or something like that, then go ahead with your bad self. I don't know what we're gonna get because we literally lost, I think, 2 weeks. So I don't know if we're getting 100 or 200. Again, you guys know what guild you're in and what you're gonna be getting. So add that into your calculation. So for my calculation currently, the way that I'm adding this up is that daily, I'm gonna take the daily quest, the diary, and the air squad, times them by 7, add those up. That's gonna get me 672. So that's currently what I'm getting on a weekly basis from the daily missions. Now I'm gonna add up all the weekly stuff. So 672 plus the 500, the 1050. Now again, I'm cutting my calculations out. I'm not adding the 400 from daily tournament, and I'm not adding the 700 from the Coliseum, right? So that's gonna get me 2572. That's weekly that I'm getting currently. Now I'm going to multiply that by 4 because it's usually 4 weeks in a month. So times that by 4, and I get 10,288. That's how much I get. Now add the monthly air squad on top of that, so that should be a nice lovely 10,488. That's how much I'm getting a month. Now as you can see right there, like I said, if I take out the daily tournament, take out the Coliseum, take out the labyrinth, I am nowhere close to being able to do a 28 pull in a month. First of all, how much is a 28 pull? 28 times 700 is 19,600. So in order for me to do a 28 pull, I would need an additional 9,000 Xes. And again, you get 5,000 from, you know, the supposed magical 5,000 from the labyrinth, right? And the weekly, remember? So let's do that, right? Let's add in that weekly that I said, the weekly 400 from the daily tournament and the weekly Coliseum 700. Let's add that into the previous calculation. So like I said, the weekly that I was having before, was 2572. So let me add on to that 400 from daily tournament and 700. Just wanted to cut into this video because every time I do a mathematical video, sometimes things get misconstrued. Now, Coliseum is actually bi-weekly and it is not a weekly event. It's only able to be used once every other week. So I have to change my math on that. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the 400, making that 2972, times that by 4, and then simply adding in 1400, which is 700 twice. I think that's fair. That gives me a total of 13,288. All right, you guys ready for the plot twist? Not as much as plot twist as I was writing all this stuff down and I was kept looking at my notes and I put 1900 attendance and I was like, attendance of what? Attendance of what? And now I realize that I was talking about the attendance book. Now, when it comes down to the attendance book here, as you can see that there is going to be a certain amount of Xes that you're gonna get pretty much this month, 28 days. And then it pretty much resets. You can renew the attendance book, but you know, I actually don't even know. I don't know if this makes this one constantly pop up, because that would be a good thing, because if you look at the next attendance book, you'll actually notice that there's less Xes here. In this attendance book here, there's 1900 Xes in this attendance book here, but it says view the next attendance book in advance, and you will see that you're getting more of the Relic of the Dragon Dynasty from here, but at the same time you're getting actually less Xes. So as you can see here, instead of 1900 you are now getting 1400, so about a 500 Xes difference. And I guess for this, it's like, as you can see, the Star of Fates here is, you know, this is what people need for the monthly or whatever like that, if you're going to be using the Airship Forge. But I just wanted to bring this up and it's currently not in my calculation because I don't know if people have different attendance books. But for the sake of the argument, let's add in the current 1900, and let's say you can keep renewing. I'm gonna click this. Once renewed, this cannot be undone. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. But if I can keep this 1900, then I'll definitely do that. Then possibly always reset it at the 22nd day, and then maybe always have 1900 available to me. Let me know if you guys do this or don't. But just a heads up, I'm gonna add 1900 to my calculations. So far from my personal one, which we calculated as 10,488, if we take that and add in 1900, because this is not an event, this is something that you get from logging in every day. I'm at 12,388. Now, if you take the new one that I'm proposing, which is 13,288 plus the 200, because I didn't actually add that in, which is the 200 from the Air Squadron. Add that in. Then I'm gonna add in 1900 on top of that, which is gonna give me 15,380. Again, still not enough to do a full pull at the current rate of 28, which is still 19,688. Do you guys understand why this happens? Why this is happening? Why? Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. But you do understand why this is happening, guys. It's not done accidentally. It's the problem is that you would have to save, like I've been saying, that you would have to save outside of all these events that pop up. And by the way, the core fiesta is just 1050. If you add up all these things, it's just 1050. Again, you'd have to be doing the achievements, which are fine. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, that you have to do other random assortments things, but that is just to get 128 summon. That is bad. That is really bad. 19 summons, guys, is 13,300. You will be above that, and plus the achievements, and plus all the other stuff. I have to keep stressing that this is specifically for people that have to pity, for people that are gonna luck out on a 2800 banner and get it in 10 pulls. Let's do the math on that. Sorry, you don't really need to do the math on that. 700 times 10 is 7,000. You take 7,000, that's half of what you said that you were gaining, right? You just spent half, you're good to go. Some people are doing it in less than 10. Some people are doing a little bit above 10, you know, and getting these 28 pity characters. But when you have these people that are just down on their luck, which is the whole purpose of a pity, that they don't get the character, they have to go all the way down to the pity, then their Xes is screwed. And keep in mind that Xes is not only used for summoning, it's used to remove faded gear off of characters. It's used to expand the inventory. It's used to give yourself additional tries in certain dungeons. You don't have a separate summoning currency. It's for everything. So yes, you might, like you just saw, I got 300. I might need to use that to expand my inventory so I can actually go on these longer explorations, because as long as the labyrinth is not in the game, that's the only thing you use your stamina on, is by going on explorations. And you can't go on long explorations if you have a small inventory. Thus, you need Z's for X's for that. Do you see what I'm saying here? do you see? Am I knocking it into the park of the realm of the baseball field that you are under? I don't see how people are still gonna. I mean, you could still argue that they're giving out enough, that with everything that they're giving, that there's still enough XZs to go around. I just disagree. I think that if it's going to be 2,800 on banners in general, if they exist, that you have to make it that is what we're getting on a regular basis, and it currently is not. It is not. To be completely fair on this, that is what you guys doing, what is it, a bunch of daily tournament predictions perfectly? That's also with you guys doing the Coliseum perfectly, or getting 7 wins a day. Because if you don't get 7 wins within that first trial, guess what? You have to spend XZs to go in there again. There's not enough in the game. There's not. Because eventually, guys, your achievements will dwindle. You will have done everything. We're talking about the livelihood of the game. That is what this conversation is about. If you are not about making sure that the livelihood of the game in the long term is good, then the game will fail. It will not last that long. It will be deemed as a cash grab, and, and then we all lose. I don't understand. I don't understand. And then when you go into the whole thing of the gacha system, like where it's inspired from, the gacha machines that these games were even, you know, bred upon were these 200 yen, 300, 400 yen machines, you know? And if you translate that into USD, that's like $2, $2, $3, $4. But in order to do a summon, a pull on this game, even if you were to say, okay, well, that's one little thing that comes out. So $1-ish per character of an 11 pull, even though it's technically a 10 pull that you're getting one bonus, that's $10 to $11. Meanwhile, to do a pull in this game, and we're talking about buying straight up because that's the point that I'm trying to prove, you'd have to spend at least $27. And that's buying this pack right here. Yes, there are other packs in the game that technically you can get a pull. Look at this, $27 on the same cost of this, and you're only getting 600 Xes. This is not a full pull. Holy War of the Universes, which is another topic we need to talk about because random progression is not good, by the way. Not a good program. This one, $27, only 2 pulls, and I can go and search through all of these. In comparison to the other where it originally came from, where it was, you know, small amounts of money for pulling and for the excitement. Guys, summoning is part of these games. It's what you're supposed to do. They're supposed to encourage you to summon. They're supposed to encourage you to spend money. And when they do encourage you to spend money, it has to be a healthy system. That's all I'm trying to say, that it needs to be healthy. The gap in between using your money to fill in that gap is too much money. And it's only too much money because of the fact that you're not getting enough Xes to use on the summons. If you needed to do 1 or 2 pulls, and those 2 pulls of $10, they make more money. The whales are gonna whale. They're gonna spend it. They're gonna be spending. I've said this before. Let the whale summon for dupes. Let us all get the characters reasonably, not like every single character, no. But if we're all gonna get, by the Xes alone, 2 characters, the whales will get all 4, right? They're gonna get all 4, and on the 2 characters that they really like, they're probably gonna get dupes. Meanwhile, if you keep the system the way it is, we'll barely get 1 a month. Come on. Really? Really now? This is good? Resource management, right? That's what I keep seeing. Resource management. Yeah, my ass. I'll do resource management. I'll delete the fucking game off of my emulator. Anywho, please give me suggestions that you guys think, and if in the comment section below, well, first of all, like, comment, and subscribe, but in the comment section below, let me know what your math was. What are you getting a month? Especially because I know that the people at the higher ups there, they invested into their accounts so they can be high up, so they can get those great numbers, so that as content comes out, they're ahead of it. I like this feature in some games, even though you still have to work for it afterwards. I like if a game says, hey, give us $100 and anything that comes out is yours. Is that a gacha feature? No, it's usually in fighting games, MOBAs, and stuff like that. But it's a beautiful system. They would lose a lot of money, obviously, unless they started selling more cosmetics or something of that nature, which Smite does. League of Legends does a similar system. Gacha games can be better, and they're only gonna get better if we talk about the stupid stuff that they try to do. That's the only way, guys. The only way. I can't stress that enough. I'm not the enemy here. We should have a common enemy here. Stop trying to defend these companies by saying that this is how these games are. They're this way because they think you're stupid. Why do you think that there's multiple different resources to do the same thing? Why do you have to buy crystals to buy Xes? Because they're hoping that you don't buy the right amount. That's why they put things in certain tiers, so that you have to spend usually the next tier. Why is it $27 and $45 and not a $30 option that probably gets you what you want? So you buy the $45 option. And same thing with the $45 to the $90 option. It's because they think you're not paying attention. They know you're not gonna do the math like I did. They know you're gonna fuck up on the math like I did. Do you know how many edits I did? How many fuck ups I did on my math? I'm like, oh wait, that's weekly. That's bi-weekly. Oh wait, well, technically I don't get that every day, so the 100 doesn't count. Carry the 2. That's what they're counting on. And if you don't speak on it for it to be a better experience, people are gonna lose interest. They're gonna feel that the company's greedy. They're gonna feel like they're not consumer friendly. And when all that combines, you just have a dead game. The company's gonna go make another one. People are gonna be skeptical. But then the beginning is the honeymoon phase and everyone's gonna like it. Rinse and repeat. Unless you rinse them in the beginning and make it clean from the beginning. We can make the game a lot better. Is the game good? Absolutely. But it can be better. Jesus. Anywho, like, comment, subscribe, and just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.